Okay, well, good afternoon from Brussels on Wednesday, May the 3rd. Now, the last few days have seen an absolute increase in the salvos from the European Union regarding Brexit. The decision taken by the United Kingdom on the 23rd of June last year, 2016, was not welcomed, and since that date, the European Union seems to have sunk into a permanent sulk, whilst adopting a stance of threatening and penalising the UK into rethinking its decision. For me, as a United Kingdom member of the Constitutional Affairs Committee, referred to as AFCO, I am privy to much of what is happening in terms of the Brexit negotiations. A fascinating situation to be in, but yet also very challenging. Now, this committee only wants to hear one side of the story and continues the mantra at every opportunity that Brexit will be bad for Britain. Anyway, to bring you all fully up to date, this morning a fellow MEP, Guy Verhofstadt, addressed the committee to bring them up to date on the European Union's adopted position on Brexit. Now, Mr Verhofstadt is the Parliament's appointee to the Brexit process and alongside Michel Barnier is part of the duo fronting the European Union's Brexit negotiations. Mr Verhofstadt is a long-standing politician and fond of theatrics in the Parliament chamber, but this morning adopted a more subdued and serious stance to take the committee members through what lies in store for the United Kingdom regarding the negotiating period. The 5 key negotiating principles will be protection of European Union citizens' rights, a financial settlement or exit bill for the United Kingdom, thirdly, borders and the Good Friday Agreement, fourthly, the administration procedure, and finally, probably the one that shocked me the most, the 100% oversight by the European Court of Justice in Luxembourg. Now, none of this was really any surprise. Over the last few weeks, much of it had been leaked at a guess to test public reaction, and the media have, of course, had a field day with it all, not least publishing the details of the supposedly rancorous 10 Downing Street dinner last week between Mr Juncker and Mrs May, our Prime Minister. After Mr Verhofstadt had spoken, the AFCO members had the opportunity to ask questions. I found my questions surprisingly being supported by 2 fellow MEPs who, like myself, are concerned at the very adversarial and hard position being adopted by the European Union so early on. I managed to slip in the point that the head of the UK Lib Dems, Tim Farron, surprisingly claimed this week that he is a Eurosceptic, but also a Remainer. Even by politician standards, this is somewhat far-fetched in terms of credibility, and understandably, Mr Verhofstadt ducked that observation in his capacity as head here in the European Union of the Liberal Democrat group. His response, however, to the serious accusation that the European Union seems hell-bent on achieving a hard Brexit outcome was defended as merely, quote, building up the pressure, close quote, consistent, of course, with a position of forcing that Brexit rethink. I trust that many of you will be as mystified as I am as to this hardline approach and the use of media to action it. In terms of communications received from United Kingdom citizens, all it is doing is hardening their resolve that voting to leave was the right decision, and they feel further vindicated on that position. Now, looking to the short-term future, though, we now have some clear diary dates to monitor developments. But for everyone, June the 9th, 2017, only weeks away, proves to be the key. That is when the exit negotiations start in earnest, all posturing should have been completed, and the United Kingdom embarks seriously on taking the country out of an organisation that has only itself to blame for what is happening. Now, I promise to keep you updated, so join me in 2 weeks' time when in Strasbourg, with all MEPs there to vote on EU matters. We will undoubtedly see MEPs called upon to vote on some aspect or aspects linked to Brexit and the AFCO committee deliberations. Many thanks for joining me today, and do contact me with your comments and your thoughts on Brexit. Cheerio for now.